It certainly is our focus. The clock is ticking for Spaza shop owners and food businesses to register them with their municipalities or face the repercussions. Today is the deadline for that process, which is meant to ensure better oversight and accountability in the sector. The government introduced these new rules to improve food safety and protect consumers. Businesses that don't comply by the end of the day may no longer be allowed to operate legally. Our reporters, as I mentioned, are on the ground watching the story as it continues to unfold. We'll kick things off in Jabulani in Soweto. That's where we find our reporter Puseletso Mokoena, who joins us now. In fact, perhaps let's begin with Lerato Makola, who's live to us from Vanderbijl Park. Lerato, take us through what you're able to see there, especially, of course, because we're expecting a whole lot more people to come out today.
Thank you so much for your time. Well, Ayanda and good morning to the viewers at home. Well, we are monitoring the situation here in Vanderbijl Park Registration Center at the Mfuleni municipality. Well, you'd remember that President Cyril Ramaphosa issued a directive requiring all Spaza shop owners to register their Spaza shops. Well, I'm just going to step out of the shot so that my colleague Bulelani can show the viewers at home what's happening here. As you can see that people have started to trickle in, but it's not busy as we expected it to be. Well, I'm going to engage the MMC for local economic development here in Gauteng. Well, MMC, thank you so much for your time. Well, MMC Maile mentioned that over 2,000 applications were received, and in Gauteng, with over 500 being foreign nationals. Are you able to tell us how many applications you have received here in your municipality?
No, just to make a correction, for the province, it is more than that number. The number that is more than 2,000, it's only here at Mfuleni. At Mfuleni, we have received almost more than 2,600 application forms. And then a number of them, majority is the foreign nationals. But then what we are doing, as you see, we are busy here on the last drive of the deadline for the registration. So we have issued so far the acknowledgement of them that are almost now 3,000. So because of it is a deadline, we are hoping that we will reach more than 3,000 by the end of the day. This is what is happening at Mfuleni currently.
And what measures have been put in place since, and to ensure that you boost the local Spaza shop owners as well?
Well, the first thing was that we made sure that all of them, they are registered. And then because the province and the national, they have made some programs to support our small businesses. But before they can get that support, we must make sure that they are registered. And this is what we have done. But the measures that we have put, we make sure that all our departments ensure that their compliance is in order, and then we have channeled them to the right offices right in the province and national to make sure that they submit their applications for further assistance.
And MMC, how is the community doing? Because we know that in Everton, which is under your municipality, 3 people died after allegedly consuming contaminated food. How's the community doing?
Well, so far we just intensified our outreach program to educate our communities about the measures that they must take around safety, especially those who are dealing with the food handling. Another thing that we have done is that we are working with the security cluster to do regular operations on the sites, just to make sure that the shops are complying, no expired goods are sold. And up to this far, we are doing very well to make sure that the safety of the communities it is secured. And we are working together with the province under leadership of the MEC, Lebcha Maile, and those ones who are involved in the safety, health, and so forth. Because the main thing is to have enough health inspectors to make sure that the work is done properly. Because the major challenge, it is the scarcity of the health inspectors in the municipality to make sure that we do inspection in each and every Spaza shops, that is especially food handling ones.
Okay, and do you think the registration of Spaza shop is going to help with the foodborne illnesses, with addressing the issue of foodborne illness?
Yes, the registration of Spaza shops, it helps in many fronts. First, it just classifies, if we are dealing with the food handling, we must know that you are the one. But then at the same time, before we give you a permit, we inspect that first at the floors in order, because if you use the dust food and then a shop, it is not healthy. The second thing is that your walls must be properly painted so that we can see that this is what you are doing. Your ventilation must be in order, just to make sure that you don't have things hiding in your building like rats and so forth and so forth. So the registration assists in that aspect, just to make sure that things are in order, and that is what we are embarking on, especially for those ones who are selling food, even though we are covering everybody who is running a Spaza shops, whether it's retail, whether it's other items that are not supported, because each and every Spaza shop is supposed to sell things that they are selling. They cannot sell things that they are not registered for to be doing. Yes.
Thank you so much for your time, MMC.
Thank you very much.
Well, that was MMC for local economic development here in Sebokeng. And we know that Spaza shop owners have until 5 o'clock to register their shops. And we know that Minister of COGTA, Velinkosi Hlabisa, has mentioned that they will not extend today's deadline as it was already extended before. But now I'm going to hand over to my colleague, Puseletso Mokoena, who is in Soweto monitoring the situation there. Puseletso?
Yeah, they're coming. Thank you so much, Lerato. We're coming to you live from the Jabulani Civic Center here in Soweto, whereby a number of Spaza shop owners are here queuing in this premises to ensure that they do register their Spaza shops as per the President Cyril Ramaphosa's directive last year in November. But without further ado, I'm going to engage with Tshepo Mogele, who is the chairperson for all Spaza shops in Region G. Tshepo, thank you so much for your time. Firstly, I want us to talk about the challenges that these Spaza shop owners are facing when they try to, register for their Spaza shops.
Thank you for the opportunity. I'm from Region G, Region G municipality, which the Spaza shops they are mostly informal co-settlement thing. Now, the problem coming across it tabaya documentations. Remember, those people are not having title deeds, and then when you go to city bylaws, they want the title. So many things. In fact, documentation is incomplete. They were supposed to, at least for the informal people settlement, it's a second category to say when you are from informal, have these documents, because you don't have title deeds. We haven't given you the right land for yourself to operate. Now, township economy sure now, because of they are now scared it's closing time, and then yet they haven't been registered. And then even if on formal people register on formal, it takes time. People from last year registered till today, their papers they haven't been approved because of Bona themselves. They don't even visit to check your shop how it is. They only look documents, but to come and verify it's in field. And they don't do workshops again to say, people, if you want to open a Spaza shop for locally, this is what you do. We need 1, 2, 3, at least favor to information. Now people don't have information on them. Now they are now scared. Even if CIPC, it was difficult for them. What is that? Because what's about Lokshini, you don't even think our Batompata tax, because they haven't come on the ground to explain to the people, to say, when you're thinking of opening business, let us first steps do 1, 2, 3.
Tshepo, now that you have mentioned the challenges that the Spaza shop owners are facing, do you think this process of registering or applying for registration is fair and accessible to all the owners?
The registration, I will say, yes, we must register. But the problem here that we are facing in our government, they allow foreigners, Pakistan and Somalians, they are the one running businesses. For us, there's a red tape. For South Africans, it's a red tape for us, because they're looking everything. But on this other side, they don't. And these people are also operating, as we now want to see from tomorrow. I get it, the closing date is today. Yes. We want to see what is the government going to do with these Pakistans and Somalians and those who doesn't comply. This is what we want to see, what is going to happen, since they are saying today it's a closing date. We want to see action now, as they are. For their side, action is today, their last day. We now want to see the action from tomorrow, what is going to happen of these illegal people, and then Spaza Shops
but Tsepo, I want to say what you're going to say with this, because I have been engaging with this, the Spaza Shop owners who are now queuing outside these premises. Some of them, well, the majority, they're saying it is the first time since they're coming to try and register their Spaza shops. Why do you think people waited for the last day in order for them to register?
You know, we Africans, rather the last minute thing. We take things simple. We want to see action first. Then that's where we'll take action to say this is serious. We need to go there. Now, the people were taking this as a joke, as our government mostly rather the jokes. I will put it that way, because they implement things, but bona corona to say this is what you need to do on the ground. Right? Well, now even our people are dead. Their minds are there to say, aye, right now, there's this money here, the president spoke about it, ne? That one for small businesses. Have you heard anything about it now? No, it's quiet. Why not? Because he said there's money allocated for those small businesses. But still, if you go ask again, they will tell you, we don't know what is going on. Even now, the municipality, they don't know what they are doing. They don't know what they are supposed to do, because we even last time, there's happy that we are working together and to these Spaza shops. We even went to the interview with official sectors as economic development. They are stuck. The only the president but here on the ground going down to the agency in Siko, there's nothing happening. They go here, they don't register. It's only to write your name. When you register, you need so many things. More is only to put you on the database. We know you. But it's not registered. A full registration. A full registration needs CIPC, SARS, zonale, your everything that is needed in your yard. Understand? And then again, they don't even mention that you also have to take out 1,300 for the registration. Nobody's stating it. They just say go as a registration. It's just to name. Registration in a full one. You go to Bram Park, where they register you, it's a more patala 1.3, and we have your invoice, you have your copy. That's how registration starts. It is only a database. They are still going to struggle, these people. But you need to go, or it's a 1, 2, 3. It's a database ya maspala for bona in their offices, not go registration in Yantwina, ya these Spaza shops.
Oh, Tsepo, you've made such an important statement. We are going to dig deeper on that. But before I let you go, I want to have a follow-up question on this. You said you want to see what the government is going to do with the foreign nationals who are owning Spaza shops and they're not complying. But I want you to tell us, what do you think can be done to address the tension between the local Spaza shop owners and foreign national Spaza shop owners? What do you think can be done?
No, the only thing here, as I said, we need to comply, first of all. These nationals, firstly, if you handle the bylaws, when you come to Pakistan, you need to have 5 million invest to South Africa to say, this is my 5 million, I want to make business, and having a proper document. And then you come we struggling. We trying to create the job creation in Simo township. We need our township economy to grow up. We need to be recognized. We black people, we can manage to do business. It's only white people that knows business. Black people, they don't know. White one. why now are they allowing them to make business more township in Yarona? If then we're not, because you see, you know, by bola yakaing, you know, my friend, the auto fitano, I take, you will pay tomorrow. Why at all? It's killing us. Rona is South Africans, because we're using Rona cash, horeka, bona, they're using ona banabashwa. We don't know why the manufacturer guide the big room this into it's a concern. Monetary government will concern of that or kids are dying and most majority the manufacturers Somalia they don't care of that of us. Right, well, now at least have our small businesses on that money. Let us buy or re-register. That money is used for not the South Africans to make businesses and run business, and again add on making workshops for us. Or how do you run business? What do you do? What do you need to know running a business? Wangtuan.
Tsepo, thank you so much for your time. Well, that was Tsepo Mokoena, who is the chairperson for all the Spaza shops in Region G, essentially making such important statements there, saying that they do need training in order for the local Spaza shop owners to know how to, to run Spaza shops. But I just wanted to step out of the shot so that my camera colleague Mashudu can just show you around that we are here at the Jabulani Civic Center. Essentially, there are Spaza shop owners who are queuing here in an attempt to register their businesses, just to ensure that they do comply with the health and safety regulations. But for now, I'm going to cross over to my colleague Nomtsikele Lomtabela, who is in Naledi in Soweto. Ntiki?
Well, thank you, Puseletso. We are indeed coming to you live from Naledi Township in Soweto, where 6 children passed away last year after allegedly consuming poison snacks believed to be bought at a local Spaza shop run by foreign nationals. Now, this then sparked outrage as the country saw an alarming rise in the number of deaths related to food poisoning, leaving communities shattered and family members devastated to be living their worst nightmare of burying their children, as no parent should be bearing a child. Now, fast forward to 4 months later, we are back here in Naledi to track the progress that's been made and also to check as to how these Spaza shops are operating. Now, to actually engage with us, I'm joined by community leader Obabu General Mokoena. Baba, thank you so much for your time. We're back here again, and thankfully under better circumstances, we're now here to follow up on the progress, of course, is being made. Now, as a community, would you say that you've seen any changes that have been made as to how Spaza shops are operating, how they are running?
Okay, thank you. At least the inspectors, they come to different Spazas to check. That's at least the progress I see. But the other things, the investigation is under the police. I can't talk about investigation. All the things, I'm only talk about Spazas. What I know about Spazas, we have been selling, we have been complying, more especially after this incident. We have tried our level best to comply. But what is important, the problem is we have the toughest competition. Our foreign base, that's one. Competition, now we have to register to comply. Now, I'm telling you, at least in a lady, maybe 70% registered because of we've got a challenge of money. We have already, I spent $850 for fire extinguisher alone. I have to go to UBC to pay 1.66 rands, and I have to do another thing. That's the main things. I must go to Brandfontein to rezoning, which is expensive. Number one, we are from December. We're spending money in January for buying books for our kids. That's a problem. I think the ministers, they must stand. We don't say we have to comply. This is our government. We have to comply. But what is important, they must think, just give us another chance. We'll work. We are prepared. Because look, for example, me, I've already bought a fire extinguisher. What we need a clemency from the government. We are asking our lovely president, our lovely minister, Baba Bisa. We beg you guys. We beg. It's tough for us. It's tough. We've got a tough competition. We don't have stock. We have to work hard. We have to feed our kids. It's tough. If you can see, I can make one example. If you go to one of the grocery store here, the biggest store, go and check the line of our for going to buy that ordinary bread of 5 rands. It means we've got a challenge in this country. And if they close the spazas, just think about the unemployment. Myself, I have to support my child and my family with this spaza. What must I do? Because I want to comply. This is not a banana republic. We have to comply, is what I know. But if they give us a chance, we'll come, we'll comply. Because if you don't comply, you won't get government grants. That's important. You have to comply. I talk with my spaza mates. Please, let's go and comply. I insist. But government, to their side, I know it's a deadline. We have tried, but it's tough. We don't have money. We can't even afford to buy a stock. How can you? You want to pay, but it's tough.
I love how you touched on the competition, because a lot of South African-owned spazas have raised concern that it's hard for them to compete in the spaza field, because you will get a foreign-owned spaza shop where they order their stuff at a very low price. So when they come here, like for example, they would sell bread at 10 rand, whereas a certified wholesaler and you are selling your bread at 20 rands because you also want to make a profit. In terms of competition, how would we say we can alleviate that? Because it's hard for our spaza shops to, to make means and also to be contributing people in the township economy. That, of course, is a challenge that's been raised. As a businessman yourself, how would we, or how would you urge the government to assist you in improving that?
Let me start with our family, our community. I want to start with our community doesn't like themselves. A black man, why doesn't you like yourself? I make an example. It's one foreign-based, it's an African parade site. Believe me, most of the guys, they go this site. No, it's a competition, I don't mind. You buy as a customer, but I've got a problem. Same price sometimes, we've got same price, but they go, why? Why a black man doesn't have to uplift me? If I buy a shirt, they say, look, now you buy a shirt. When I don't buy, they say, it's a drunkard. What do you want? What do you want exactly? Let's support one another. I challenge you, if we're watching there, come and support our black brothers. Fortunately, I've got, here's our other business people here, with who I'm working with. We have operated a society already, like the buyers. We buy in bulk. There's nothing that we buy individually. Now we buy in bulk. We've got them. They'll talk if they've got opportunity. We buy in bulk. What's the problem? I'm just pleading with our black brothers. Come and support ourselves. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Ntate Mokoena. Well, of course, Ayanda, as you've heard, the shop owners here are pleading with the government to support them in order for them to continue operating. Now, I'm just going to ask my camera colleague, Liepo, as I step out of the shot and see, for you guys to see the actual spaza shop that was actually closed last year in October with this horrific tragedy took place. As I step out of the shot, Liepo. It's been 4 months later and it's still very much closed. People are happy with the progress that's been made. The community members say that they're happy that it's closed and they do not want another incident to occur again. Well, Ayanda, that's where we leave it for now as we go back to you in the studio. But of course, we'll be bringing you more updates as we do the Spaza special in and around the country. From me, it's back to you in studio, Puti.
All right, Nomtigalelo Mtabela, thanks very much indeed for that coverage. Nomtigalelo, rounding up there our special focus, at least for this moment, on this really crucial time, the deadline for spaza shop owners and other food handling businesses to finally comply and be registered. It's been an incredibly emotional journey to this point. Of course, you know that what really spurred on the president was the deaths of several children throughout the country. But in case you're wondering what the process entails, there it is there on your screen as we break it down. Essentially, these owners are expected to visit their local municipalities to obtain an application there. The IDs required, a proof of residence, business details, more details around the registration, and ultimately they have to submit a sworn affidavit confirming compliance. Many of them saying that this is not the hard part. As you've heard there from the last business owner we spoke to, it's the costs that are associated with this that seem to be a huge burden. But of course, as I mentioned, the cost to get here was an incredibly deep one. Lives were lost, and I suppose that's why at all times we should take stock of that as we watch the story continue to unfold.